battlerap.com. Back to basics. I'm here with the man himself, the madman himself, Madflex. What's good, bro?
What's up, Rone? How you feeling, man?
I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise, man.
That's great. I can't top that.
We just watched this battle, man. I felt like you did a good job. How do you feel about what you did?
Thank you, man. I felt good. I felt like I got all of it out, and, people were messing with me. That's cool. Mega's my man, dude. He's a good dude, so it was good to just go and have, like, a lighthearted battle, instead of, like, one of those where you just, like, are stressed out and, like, faking. Like, it was just cool, man. It was a cool way to just kind of go in against somebody that I knew was going to be really good, probably, like, one of my best opponents to date, so it was cool to, like, get a good back and forth.
Let's talk about your first round, man, on the same rhyme scheme. What is it like? Talk to someone that doesn't know about crafting rounds, crafting battles, and everything like that. What does it take to stack that much ammo, that many rhymes?
Well, I mean, honestly, it wasn't supposed to go like that at first, but I ended up in a really bind with my prep, and in a bind with my prep because I was having some some serious stuff going on. But I'm like, I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, I don't perform because I got some serious shit going on. So I just started going off a scheme and like trying to keep it relevant. And it's tough because you do have to kind of like write a little and then backtrack a little and make sure it all stays consistent. It like moves, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's tough because you can't just say the words and have them. You have to have them conceptually connect. So I mean, I worked on it hard and it luckily worked because I thought it might not because the punches, weren't as rapid as some of the other dudes who just come out and just fire off the whole round. But I just figured I'd try to style it out, and it worked out pretty good.
Yo, so for my money, you're one of the most, if not the most underrated person that's doing this battle rap stuff. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's a blessing, but also a kind of a slight. You know what I mean? No, obviously not from me because I'm the one rating you. But how do you fight that, man? How do you get from being overrated, or how do you transcend that?
To tell you the truth, I think not to care is really the biggest way to do it because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, battle rap is such a small chunk of what we all do in this life. And so if I sit here and I stress out if people consider me top tier or mid tier or whatever, it's just like it doesn't really help me enjoy it. I just want to come out and enjoy battles and, like, whether or not the politics work in my favor. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if I'm battling somebody that, like, doesn't have a name or somebody that really does. Either way, I have to show up for that battle. So, I try not to think too much about it because it doesn't really matter and it doesn't change my approach to the game. And I'm just really enjoying doing it. And it allows me to, as long as it allows me to like travel, and just to go see new places. And that's all I really want to get from it. It's just like life experience.
And right now you're getting to travel from California all the way to California. No, I'm just I'll play with you. No. But you did make some call outs during the battle. You called some names out. You called out who'd you call out? Danny Myers. Who else?
I said it was Danny Myers, Pat Stay, or Big K. I think the reality of it is, I want to battle anybody. Like, I'm not gonna sit in this like area where I don't like. I feel like nobody's calling out Pat Stay and why? Pat Stay's amazing, and you should be wanting to battle him, and everyone's just kind of like, you can't beat Pat Stay in Canada, and you can't do. It's like, who's gonna try? You know what I mean? Who's gonna try?
Wow.
Who's gonna try? Maybe
wow.
You should give the opportunity to the people who have, and I think that's just it. I want to be in that mix. It's like, right. In spite of the politics, if that's what I have to do to get my name out there, I'm not gonna be the type of guy that goes out and gets really crazy with like over the top stuff. It's just not really what I'm trying to do. But I'll say it.
Is it frustrating?
No, I don't care. I mean, I just like battling. We come out here, you saw the crowd. It doesn't matter, man. It's just I'm battling on the same crowd that you're battling on, and we're all together doing it. So, no frustration at all, man. I'm just happy that people are kind of fucking with me a little bit.
Well, we talked to Danny, and he said that he was about the battle. You know what I mean? He said that he's about it. He said he's with it. So is that going to happen? Do you have anything else on your plate, on your horizon?
Hey, right now I'm going to take a little break because you know how it is. You're not trying to like totally not like a long break, but I battled 3 times this year already, man. I got a battle coming out tonight, and you don't want to oversaturate your shit, man, because I feel like if you just put too much of yourself out there, then people don't really have like a urge to see you as much. So I think I'm going to break for a couple months just to kind of let it simmer down and just be like, all right, now let's get together. But a dude like Danny Myers, man, how can I mean, you've seen him. I mean, he's one of the best in the game, and it would be fun. I just want those kind of matches, to be kind of like options for me, and we'll see what happens, man. Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely rooting for you, man. I hope you get the shine and all the press that you know what I mean, eventually deserve. I hope it all comes your way. You know what I mean?
You a little bit?
Do you want to do that?
Can I do that?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's flip the script on these motherfuckers.
Hey, by the way, I'm here with Rone. Probably, one of the most top tier guys that you could possibly be sitting next to in this building. And I just have a couple questions. First off, for you, there was a man, and I'm sure he's probably out there, Luke, Minnesota Luke, you've seen maybe. Have you seen his video of all the times that you got stood up on?
Isn't that crazy, man?
It's a full, like, let's talk about frustration. Let's talk about how you feel about, like, all of these opportunities, especially in spite of the fact that every time you show up and cook. You did amazing against Big T. You weathered the bird bars from Dirtbag Dan.
Wow.
And so how does it feel that you have almost like years worth of prep at this point that you've had to kind of like put on pause because people find a way not to show up to your battles?
So who are you familiar with the 10,000 hour rule? Who came up with the 10,000 hour rule?
I haven't heard about it.
It's something like you spend 10,000 hours on your craft, you know what I mean? And that's when your
You're
craft
building-
has perfected. You've perfected your craft. So whether these people are showing up or whatever, I'm still spending my hours. I'm doing my due diligence, and so I feel like I'm progressing. And like you said, and like even you and I talked about earlier, man, we can control what we can control, and I can control my attitude. And I'm not about to be like all pissy, man. I'm fucking quitting battle rap because these other dudes don't want to spend time on a stage with me. Like, you know what I mean? It's for the fans at the end of the day. We both entertain people. We have fans who want to see what we do. Yeah. And so I would be doing them a disservice if I got all grumpy or took it out on them or anything like that, because that's not what it's about at the end of the day. I control what I can control.
Yeah, that's true. Talk a little bit about your battle tonight with Thesaurus.
So I'm battling Thesaurus tonight, man. It should be a real good one. I tried not to go with too basic of angles or angles that a lot of people have used, like talking about his face jokes and stuff like that. But at the same time, I also want this to be a battle that someone who doesn't watch a ton of battle rap can just watch and be like, whoa, that was cool. Like I like what both of them were doing. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna have some unique approaches and some approaches that like anybody could just walk in and be like, you're making fun of that guy.
Sure. Do you go about this battle with Thesaurus any differently than you go about anybody else, knowing his strengths and weaknesses and knowing that his pen is a little bit stronger than a lot of people that you battle?
Yeah, I mean, I take every battle. I take where I'm battling, the person I'm battling against, what kind of crowd, what kind of format. I take that all into like play every time. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna bring the same bars that I would bring against like Daylight or Big T. You know, it's a different formula that I bring, but it's still at the end of the day, man, it's still rhyming and trying to say clever shit and like trying to, you know what I mean, get that nice crowd reaction.
Yeah. Who's winning the NBA championship?
Man, it's going to be tough. In the Western Conference Finals, it's going to be the Spurs against the Warriors. And coming out of the East, it's going to be the Cavs. Like that's pretty much a foregone conclusion. Whether the Cavs wind up, I mean, whether the Spurs wind up winning, then they might beat the Cavs, but I would have the Cavs beating the Warriors. Okay, so that's what I think it comes down to.
I disagree.
That's fine though, but I love. I mean, watching the Warriors is fucking incredible. They're the most fun team to watch. You know what I mean? Great.
Let me finish up on some battle rap stuff. So what at this point? Let's say everything goes great today, which it should and it will. What's going on next for you? I mean, I know that they've talked about some world domination stuff going on, but you're doing so many different things. And like, what kind of goals do you have with this? Is it time for you to get it? I mean, let's more talk about the place that you hold yourself in this title rap contention. You see guys like Immaculate, and you see guys that are like all, you know, Big K, stuff like that. So what kind of place do you have in the mix of these people who are also in the mix with you?
To me, there's nobody that's better than me. You know what I mean? So take that how you will. To me, there's nobody I look at and be like, oh man, that guy couldn't. You know what I mean? There's people who I think are on the same level with me. We would have a good matchup. But at the same time, man, I'm not like fervently chasing the title. You know what I mean? I just battled Pat Stay in a compliment battle. Like if 2 battles later he's battling someone in the like I understand like the natural progression. Like if someone else gets a title shot, like if a Real Deal or a Big K or a Ilmac gets a title shot before me, like I'm not insulted by that. You know what I mean? Like I don't take umbrage with that. Like I understand that that's the way it's going. It's not like I need the title right now. I mean, I think that I deserve it as much as anybody, but I'm not gonna like lobby for myself, and I'll be happy to see those guys do it because, you know what I mean, I'm mentioning their names. I think they're talented individuals.
Let me go. I actually just popped into my head. Let me ask you 2 things. Like there's 2 people that I want to hear your impressions of what you might do if you battled them. The first person I feel like that you hear a lot about you battling is possibly like a Sharon. Do you feel like a battle with Sharon would be interesting for you?
Man, not right now, honestly, because when he lost to Pat Stay, to me it was like order was restored. To me, I kind of said that in battles before. You know what I mean? Like if he were the champion, I would be in this interview being like, man, I need that next title shot, because it's almost like, I mean, no disrespect to Sharon, you know what I mean? Like he did fantastic in his last battle, but like I would feel like, man, I need that shit. Like I need that shot, because like, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm like, A, he and I have never battled, and B, like I feel like I'm better than him. You know what I mean? So I would want that shot. But now it's like there's
like
not a
he
lot
needs
of
to climb to get to
incentive.
it,
Yeah.
like
I mean, I'm not coming off any losses. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And my final one is just for my own preference, maybe a battle with Carter Deems. How does that feel?
Man, Carter Deems is awesome. I would love to do that, but like I would like to do something creative with him. I wouldn't want to just do like a regular like battle. Like I don't know if it's a compliment battle or if we fucking battle in like a fucking
Theme battle.
PetSmart or something like that, where we dress up as cats and like just have animals crawling all over us. Like I think that we could do something really creative and cool though.
That's cool, man. Hey, it's good talking to you.
Better talking to you.
BattleRap.com apparently. Newest. Shouts to Chris for letting me go.
Fuck yeah.
We're cooking tonight. Back to Chris.